Hello viewers, welcome to add-on. In this question, we are asked to find out the addition of 634 with a base of 8 plus 152 with a base of 8. And these are the four options which are given to us. So let us start with the solution. So let us first write these two numbers, which is 634 with a base of 8 and 152 with a base of 8. Now this base 8 signifies that the number which are given here are in octal number system, and we are asked to find the addition of it. So for the sake of simplicity of the solution, we are converting this octal numbers into decimal numbers. Like for 634 we will be getting some decimal number. This 10 signifies that the number we are getting is in decimal number system, and for 152 we will getting some decimal number which will be in decimal number system, right? And then we will add those two decimal numbers together, because we all know very well the rules of decimal addition. So then we will add those two decimal number, and from the addition of those two decimal number we will get a resultant decimal number, right? And then that resultant decimal number will be converted into octal number. That means this number which will be getting in the decimal number system will be converted into a number which will be in octal number system, right? So let us start with this problem. Now before the conversion process, we need to learn about positional weights. For example, in this case 634, this is given in the octal number system, so it has a radix of 8. So this least significant bit, or the bit which is present in the absolute right hand side, this is the least significant bit. The positional weight will start from this least significant bit, and it will increases onto the left hand side as we go on to the next octal numbers. So for this least significant bit, the positional weight will be 8 to the power 0. Why we are using 8? Because the number is octal number system and 8 is the radix for it. So for the least significant bit, the positional weight will be 8 to the power 0. And as I have said, as we move to the left hand side of the octal number, the positional weight will increase, and it will increase by a factor of 1 in the power, which means here the positional weight is 8 to the power 0. For this bit, the positional weight will be 8 to the power 1. And for this bit, the positional weight will be 8 to the power 2. Similarly, for 152, this is the least significant bit. It will have a positional weight of 8 to the power 0. This 5 will have a positional weight of 8 to the power 1, and this one will have a positional weight of 8 to the power 2. Now we have to multiply each of these positional weight, or positional weight we can say. This positional weight needs to be added with the particular number in which the positional weight is given. Like for this case, this is the least significant bit. In this case, 8 to the power 0 should be multiplied with 4. And for this case, 8 to the power 1 should be multiplied with 3. And for this case, 8 to the power 2 should be multiplied with 6. And after that, those need to be added together to get the equivalent decimal number, right? So let us start with the conversion process. So 6 has a positional weight of 8 to the power 2. So 6 should be multiplied with 8 to the power 2. Then we will need to add 3, which will have a positional weight of 8 to the power 1. So 3 into 8 to the power 1. Then 4 has a positional weight of 8 to the power 0. So 4 into 8 to the power 0. So 6 into 8 to the power 2 is 6 into 64. 3 into 8 to the power 1 will be 3 into 8 will be 24. And 8 to the power 0 is 1. So 4 into 1 will be 4. And this result will be 412. So for 634 we are getting the decimal number 412. And for the next octal number, 1 has a positional weight of 8 to the power 2. So 1 is to be multiplied with 8 to the power 2. Next 5 should be multiplied with 8 to the power 1, and then next 2 should be multiplied with 8 to the power 0. As I said earlier, each of these we can say bits, or we can say numbers, needs to be multiplied with its respective positional weights. So 1 into 8 to the power 2, 5 into 8 to the power 1, and 2 into 8 to the power 0. This should be multiplied together, and then they need to be added to find the decimal equivalent. And if we find the decimal equivalent for this number, 8 square will be 64. So 64 plus 8 to the power 1 will be 164. 8 to the power 1 is 1. So 8 to the power 1 will be equal to 8. So 8 into 5 will be equal to 40. So 40 plus 64 plus 8 to the power 0 will be 1. So 1 into 2 will be 2. So 40 plus 64 plus 2, which will be equal to 106. So 152 in octal number system will give us a 106 decimal number, or we can say the decimal equivalent of 152 in octal number system is 106. So we pretty sure know the rules of decimal addition. 412 plus 106, it will give us what? 6 plus 2 is 8, 1 plus 0 is 1, 4 plus 1 is 5. So it will give us a decimal equivalent of 518. And then we need to convert this decimal number into its octal number. So to convert this decimal number into octal number, we need to divide this decimal number by 8, because 8 is the radix in octal number system. So let us start the division. 518 divided by 8 will be equal to 64 with a remainder of 6. And then we need to divide 64 by 8. 64 by 8 is equals to 8 with a remainder of 0. And 8 by 8 will be equal to 1 with a remainder of 0. And 1 by 8 will be equal to 0 with a remainder of 1. And after that we can't continue the division because we are getting the 0. Okay, so we need to keep track of the remainders of the division. It is quite simple. We just divided 5 on 8 by the radix of the octal number system, and the dividend we are getting, it will be again divided by 8. And in the second case, the dividend we are getting, it will be again divided by 8, and in the third case, the dividend we are getting will be again divided by 8, up to the point that the dividend is divisible by 8. And when we are seeing that the dividend is not divisible by 8, we will stop the division there, and we will keep the track of the remainders here, right? And we will write the remainders from down to top, or we can say from bottom to top. That means in this direction. So in here we are getting a remainder of 1, here we are getting remainder of 0, here we are getting remainder of 0, here we are getting a remainder of 6. So we will write the equivalent octal number in down to top approach or bottom to top approach. So at the bottom we are getting 1, then we are getting 0, then we are getting 0, then we are getting 6. So our octal equivalent number will be 1006. So this will be our octal equivalent of the addition of 634 plus 152 in octal number system, and we are getting this number from the decimal equivalent of the addition of the two decimal equivalent of 634 and 152. So in this case our correct option will be option number A. Thank you.